Good morning. Welcome to Grandma's Table. You are welcome here. Today, if you're watching this on the day that I publish this, it is Remembrance Day, November 11th. In our neighbors to the south, they're having Memorial Day or Veterans Day, I mean. Um, and I woke up today with the thought of the conscientious objector and how in our world of power and of might and survival of the meanest, I was thinking we have vilified the people who choose peace. We vilified those people who look at every human being and see the image of God and see the value of the person, whether they are on one side of the gun or down the barrel of the gun. The gun needs to be removed, needs to be taken away, and we need to find peaceful ways of figuring out our differences. Now, my kids, the two that live at home, are 20 and 18. They're relatively peaceful. They have become, they've always been, I said it was each other's best enemy and worst friend. But they're relatively peaceful. They become really decent friends over the last little while. And I came out of my room the one night and they're like beating each other up because one was joking and like just kind of smacked the other one a little too hard. And so then there was a retaliation. And I'm like, what are you doing in the living room? They were not conscientious objectors, even though it was a an error. It was a misjudgment, a miscalculation, and the response was retaliation. And we do that too much in this world. We respond with retaliation. You don't like what I'm doing? I'm out. I'm gonna show you. I will rule my power over you by having some sort of response that is over the top. And war becomes the ultimate over the top response. And I just want to be very careful that we don't vilify those that are conscientiously, they're thoughtfully saying, no, I'm not putting up with this. I'm not going to choose violence against that people group. I refuse to lift up arms or say things against this people group. In Canada, a Christian politician said, hey, you guys, we shouldn't be using our faith to beat other people up. And if it's a value for us, when it's in the public forum, we can't expect it to be someone else's value. And we have to be careful how much we're quoting scripture in order to prove our point in the public forum. And the Christians are beating the Christian up over it. Like, we pick on each other so much, and we need to be unified, and we need to be peaceful, and we need to choose the Prince of Peace more than we choose our power and our desire to be right. I have a poem for today, and then I'll leave it at that. This is inspired by my great grandmother. She is not she is not the woman in the poem, but she certainly has um, inspired her very, very much. She just has a different reality than the woman in the poem. It's called My Four Chambered Heart. I only have four. They are my heart, but the world calls them. I work my fingers to the bone, feeding growing boys in the world filled with dust-filled air, blowing dry the farmers' fields, disallowing the market's restock of their shelves. I cooked miracles out of nothing. I kept those four boys in line. I kept those four boys alive. Speaking of miracles, Even when they peeked out between the slats of the bridge to look at the fish dancing below, then, like the gills on those fish, the baby's ears caught, and the bigs almost broke him while pulling him out because Mom's gonna kill us. I didn't, though. I kept those four boys alive. I kept going. These boys were going to make it. These boys were going to be something. That dry world called to my boys, desiring them to turn into men before their time, before I was ready. I held tight to four as one and two signed up. Three lied about his age, took up his piccolo, and joined the army band. Privates Underwood 3, taking my heart to Europe. 2 and 3 returned, leaving 1, buried beneath a simple white cross. Part of my heart remains in Belgium. 2, 3, and 4 would take care of me in my age old. They built lives their brother would never share. Children would be born, grands would come along into this global new world, smaller now as parts of me were dispersed throughout. Great grands, free to be who they've been born to be, free to pray how they desire to pray, free to love whom they desire to love. I gave up my four, I only had four. The only payment I require for my sacrifice is to continue on living, breathing, creating. All I ask is that we do stop asking other mums to offer up their kids as a sacrifice on the altar of war. After all, I only had four. Our children are worth better. They're worth remembering history. And remember what they say, those that do not remember history are doomed to repeat it. So we are going to remember, and we're going to pray against repeating it as the world stands upon a precipice of power today. Thank you for joining me at Grandma's table. Keep your feet on the ground and your head in the clouds. Know that I love you. Bye.